For over 50 years, Arrowhead Stadium has been the beating heart of Chiefs Kingdom, a fortress where legends are made and the roars of 76,000 fans shake the earth. But now this iconic stadium faces a pivotal moment in its history. The Kansas City Chiefs have unveiled a heavy $800 million plan to revolutionize their home turf. The goal: to secure Arrowhead's place as one of the most legendary sports venues on the planet. However, the challenge of funding this massive project has sparked debates, even raising the question about whether the Chiefs might eventually leave their historic home. What's driving this huge transformation, and what could it mean for the team's future in Kansas City? Welcome to Big Builds. Stick around as we unveil the bold plans, the looming challenges, and the high stakes that could change Chiefs Kingdom forever. In the world of American football, Arrowhead Stadium is a very famous location. It's located in Kansas City, Missouri, and it's been the home of the Kansas City Chiefs since the 1972 NFL season. It's a part of the Truman Sports Complex, which also includes Kauffman Stadium, the home field of the Kansas City Royals of Major League Baseball. With an astounding 76,416 seats, Arrowhead is Missouri's largest sport venue. In addition, it is the NFL's fourth largest stadium, and it's known for having one of the loudest and most exciting atmospheres in professional sports because of its open bowl layout and fervent fan base. The stadium was renovated for $375 million back in 2010. The upgrades, well, they made sure that new streams of revenue and better facilities were created without taking away from the original stadium's design and architecture. Through a naming rights agreement with GEHA, the stadium was formally renamed to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium back in March 2021. The agreement will remain in effect until January 2031. The Chiefs and Royals leases with the Jackson County Sports Complex Authority will expire near the agreement date for the naming rights, so it aligns pretty well. Beyond hosting NFL games, Arrowhead has been a stage for a variety of major events. These include college football and soccer matches, and it's also set to host games during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. As the oldest stadium in the AFC, it remains a proud symbol of Kansas City sports culture. The Chiefs are now preparing to renovate Arrowhead Stadium into the future once again. This extensive renovation is due to ensure that the home of the four-time Super Bowl champions maintains its position for decades to come as one of the preeminent sports and entertainment destinations around the globe. Starting with the grounds of the Truman Sports Complex, renovations will help elevate Kansas City's unique tailgating culture with improved parking and activation areas, while inside the stadium, there will be improvements across all three levels, offering an enhanced experience for every fan that walks into the stadium. Collaborating with the sports architecture firm Populous, Kansas City Chiefs recently revealed visuals of the proposed renovations and enhancements aimed at fortifying the Arrowhead Stadium's status as a cultural icon and as a premier destination for sports enthusiasts worldwide. So, let's take a dive into the concepts that have been proposed as part of this awesome new upgrade and see what it has in store for fans all over. The first major element we have is the new turf-covered activation zone, with tailgate areas and covered entertainment space built over the current site of the Kauffman Stadium for game day activations and year-round community opportunities. Year-round opportunities are the highlight in particular because it means that the stadium will have more options of enhancing revenue and becoming a place where fans can hold events all year round. The new Upper Concourse Connection Bridge, that'll create a 360-degree wraparound connectivity for fans on the Upper Concourse, as well as additional space for new food and beverage points of sale. Fans can walk around the area with minimal hurdles, and who doesn't like more food and beverage options? The planned Upper Concourse canopy is also a pretty major addition. It'll provide weather protection for all fans on the upper-level concourse, in addition to infrared heaters and overhead fans. This will increase the level of comfort in the stadium, independent of the weather. It'll increase the level of comfort in the stadium independent of the weather, and save the stadium from a variety of elements. New video boards will also be increased in size while keeping their iconic shape to complement the stadium's unique curved end zones, while new LED ribbon boards will also be installed. This will allow fans to get a better view of the action, without really comprising on the traditional aspects that fans are already familiar with. Upgraded TV, Wi-Fi, DAS, which is distributed antenna system, and audio system technology, that'll also be introduced throughout the stadium. This would enhance fan connectivity, as well as the clarity and quality of the game presentation in stadium. New VIP stadium entry ports will lead to all new spaces inside the stadium, and will also decrease fan traffic and congestion at existing general admission gates. Although there will most definitely be increased prices for the use of these entry points, it's still a very nice option for fans who don't want to go through the hassle of congestion. New sideline clubs will also be constructed after excavating under the lower level seating bowl to create new premium experiences for game days and for special events. New end zone clubs and suites will introduce new viewing and hospitality experiences that are now common in newer NFL venues. There will also be a new concession stand, retail spaces and restrooms, which will result in improved access and reduce wait times around the building. One other interesting bit is that the traditional concession stands, well, those will be converted into modern grab-and-go markets throughout general concourses. That should result in an increase of speed of service by 30 to 40%, and transaction time should decrease with new point-of-sale technology systems, as long as the technology functions properly, because you never know. A new field access tunnel will provide a new access point for visiting teams, closer access to new visiting teams' areas, as well as a faster event turnover for major concerts and other special events. The planned full suite and club lounge renovations and updates will deliver the latest in technology, fixtures and furniture for every existing suite. 3 new pedestrian bridges should also eliminate interruptions to vehicular traffic flow, resulting in improved safety and event experience, because who likes the hassle of congested traffic during match days and events? A dedicated rideshare zone is also planned to promote a more seamless rideshare experience for football games and concerts while reducing congestion. A new parking deck on the south side of the stadium and expanded parking on the north side of the stadium at the current site of Kaufman Stadium, that'll increase the total number of paved parking spots. At the same time, reoriented parking lots will improve pedestrian flow and the tailgating experience. Lot O RV parking lot will also be expanded, paved and permanently lit, and it will also have permanent restroom facilities added for the user experience. Every game at Arrowhead has attracted over 70,000 fervent fans for decades. Businesses in the area, including hotels, restaurants, and retail establishments, directly benefit from these crowds. The stadium is an important component of Kansas City's economy since small businesses benefit greatly from the surge of customers that game days bring in. As with any major project, the renovation itself is set to create hundreds of jobs, spanning construction, project management, and design. Once completed, the upgraded stadium promises year-round opportunities, hosting concerts, special events, and sports games that will provide consistent employment for locals. These jobs, in turn, strengthen the economic backbone of the community. The Chiefs, well, they're not just a point of pride for Kansas City, they're a vital contributor to Missouri's cultural identity and their financial stability. Arrowhead Stadium has become a vibrant year-round hub, hosting events that draw visitors from across the region and beyond. This renovation ensures that the stadium remains a premier destination, preserving its legendary charm while providing state-of-the-art amenities. Without these crucial upgrades, the Chiefs may be forced to consider relocating across the border to Kansas or even elsewhere in Missouri. Losing Arrowhead Stadium and potentially the Chiefs would deal a massive blow to the local economy. It would strip the region of its primary economic engine, and it'll end up leaving countless businesses and workers in jeopardy. Arrowhead Stadium's renovation hasn't been without its challenges though. The $800 million project's funding, it's proved to be a major obstacle. Despite the obvious need for modernization, voter rejection, public funding, and economic priorities, they've all been the subject of contentious discussions. The Jackson County Stadium sales tax was proposed as a major funding source for the renovation, and it was basically what the upgrade would mostly be based on. The tax aimed to contribute $500 million, which is roughly 62.5% of the total cost, by slightly increasing sales taxes in Jackson County. The proposed sales tax within Jackson County that would have applied an additional 38 cents for every $100 spent at retail locations, which doesn't seem like a lot in the big picture, but practically, the measure, it faced strong opposition. Despite the Chiefs' commitment to covering $300 million of the renovation costs themselves, over 60% of residents voted against the proposal, which reflected widespread concerns about public funds being allocated for a private enterprise. This is especially true in a time of rising economic challenges like inflation and housing costs. Adding pressure to the funding challenges is the threat of relocation. If funding can't be secured in Missouri, Kansas City risks losing the Chiefs to a neighboring state, where incentives for relocation could be more favorable. The Chiefs have avoided making public ultimatums, but the uncertainty has amplified the urgency to find a solution. Without the Jackson County tax, alternative funding sources are being explored, including state and federal support. These avenues, however, they come with their own complexities. Gaining state backing often involves navigating political negotiations, as federal grants are highly competitive and they rarely cover sports-related projects unless they're tied to broader community development. The $800 million project, according to its supporters, is a long-term investment that will benefit the neighborhood. It would preserve Arrowhead's reputation as a legendary sports venue, and it would help create some much-needed jobs. However, the project is at risk of delays or reduced renovations in the absence of a clear funding plan. Finding a solution that strikes a balance between the community's concerns and the franchise's needs, while making sure that the cultural and economic advantages outweigh the drawbacks, that is the difficult part. The Chiefs' lease at Arrowhead Stadium, which is set to expire in 2030, is the reason for the urgency. Although it may seem like a long time away, major construction projects like stadium relocations or renovations, they actually take years to plan, approve, and carry out. Any progress could be delayed if the January 2025 deadline is missed, which could endanger the franchise's stability and its recognizable ties to Kansas City. The most nostalgic choice is keeping the Chiefs at their home of over 5 decades, which requires securing funding for the $800 million renovation plan. This choice would update the stadium for upcoming generations while maintaining its historical significance. The Chiefs may also look at constructing a brand new stadium in the Kansas City region if funding for renovations can't be secured. This would allow for a fully customized venue, but would carry a significantly higher price tag, which could potentially exceed $2 billion. An option that has gained traction in recent discussions is relocating to Kansas. State officials have already expressed interest, and Kansas has a history of offering lucrative incentives to major projects. However, such a move would mark the end of a deep-rooted tradition, severing the Chiefs' connection to Missouri. If the funding challenges are resolved in time, Arrowhead could undergo its necessary upgrades. This would secure the Chiefs' place in Missouri for decades to come, reinforcing the stadium's role as a cultural and economic hub. Should the renovation plan fall through, building a new stadium locally remains a viable option. While this would mean leaving Arrowhead behind, the Chiefs could create a next-generation venue tailored to meet the needs of fans and the franchise. A move to Kansas is the most controversial potential outcome. It offers financial advantages, but risks alienating a significant portion of the fan base, particularly those tied to the Chiefs' Missouri roots. Such a shift would also raise logistical and emotional questions about the team's identity and their legacy. Arrowhead Stadium's renovation is basically a necessity if it hopes to ensure itself one of the most recognizable sports venues in the industry, and these improvements would ensure that the economic benefit goes to the hometown. However, the stakes, they're pretty high. There are financial hurdles as well as the potential for relocation, so that means things could fly off to a completely different route. But let's see how things unfold in the coming months. What do you think about these plans? Can Arrowhead Stadium maintain its legendary status, or is it time for the Chiefs to explore new opportunities? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated on more incredible projects like this. See you in the next video, only on Big Builds.